The Nasdaq led the pack today. I'll talk about some key levels to be on the lookout for, but before that, there is the closing bell, guys, with the S&Ps finishing up about 20 points. We're starting the week off on a positive note. We can see the clear winner today is the Nasdaq, up a little under 2%. However, it was the Russell 2000 that was down over 0.7%. Now, when we take a look at the SPX, we were coming into this week expecting 76 points. 76 up is 39.89 and 76 down is 38.36. Now, starting the week on a positive note, could we possibly be seeing deja vu? As you can notice, last Monday was green. We kind of hovered, and then it was Thursday, Friday session, we just collapsed. So we're starting the week positive. The question becomes, can we hold that going forward? Now, when we take a look at the S&P futures, we take a look at them, and we can see the volume is kind of light in today's trade. Looking at it intraday, it was trend up until power hour hit, and then we just ultimately crumbled. We're trying to find a floor, and we're inching higher into this closing bell. However, when we take a look at the Nasdaq, we can see the Nasdaq about in the same boat, coming down into power hour. Taking a look at Nasdaq on a daily, you can see it's trying to find a floor here, and when we throw it on a volume profile, we can see this 13,000 is about where it likes to hang out so far, looking 30 days back on this volume profile. Now, when we take a look at it on the expected move this week, our upper edge in the NQ futures are going to play around 13.2K. Our lower edge is 12.4, but we're starting the week positive. So look for 13.2 to place some resistance. However, if we can keep momentum going, this potentially could be a 2 sigma week, and we could potentially blow through this upper edge. We'll have to take it day by day. However, when we take a look at the Russell 2000, the Russell 2000 just got whacked out the gates, and it just couldn't get it going today, down 0.7%. The Russell was our only index today that was negative. So we see technology and the small caps are split. What's going on under the hood in our sectors? And taking a look at the sectors across the board, we clearly see technology is leading the way, up close to 2%. We see consumer staples up 1%. However, our big five, that is big technology names, they're up only 1%. So they're kind of lagging our overall technology names. However, it's the financials that are down 1.29, energy's down 1%. So we're seeing the red come out of these financials. But clearly today you can see the financials were the canary in the coal mine that happened to be holding back the S&Ps despite being up and crippling the Russell. So on a day like today with the financials down a sizable amount, the bonds better be making some noise. And today we see the bonds are up 0.79%. So when bond price rises, the yield on those bonds drop. So when we take a look at the TNX is the 10-year treasury yield. It's down close to 3% today, sitting at a 1.68%. Yield has dropped, which hurt our financials. It hurt value stock names. So what happened? People rotated into the growth stocks that have been banged up in the past month. The question becomes here, is yield topping temporarily? Are the bonds going to get going? We'll have to see it day by day, but let's take a look at the volatility futures. And taking a look at these VIX futures, they're down over 6.5%. Crumbling in today's tape, we just look at it intraday, trended down and trying to find a floor around 22 here. As for the VVIX, VVIX was just straight through the floor all day, and we're below that 110 line. So the VVIX sitting at a 108. Is this going to be the green light for cash on the sidelines to come into this market to push it higher? It's going to come down to how much lower will this go. I would like to see this hit 100. It'd be very bullish if you're in equities. Seeing this come down, it just seems over time we've come to this like 110 area and we just kind of pop higher. You can just see it's kind of played a fairly pivot point for the most part the past about 9 months. We'll have to keep our eyes on this, but let's take a look at our dollar index and see what's going on in the commodities. And taking a look at the dollar index, sitting at a 91.8, just chopping around for the most part, down 13 basis points. As for crude oil, we see crude today down 31 basis points, sitting at around 61. Our commodities are down with the dollar today, and as for gold, gold's down 22 basis points, down $3, sitting at $17.37. For the most part, gold is just hovering this low 1700s level. And then we have Bitcoin Bitcoin today is down 5%. However, we held 55K over the weekend, which was a positive note. Now, Bitcoin's going to be volatile, so stomach these 5% swings. Now, you can see we're consolidating here, which is very positive. I want to show you some of my TradingView charts, and this is on Bitstamp, and you can see it's holding. This is on a 4-hour. We're holding this pitchfork right here. Ultimately, if we break this pitchfork, I have another chart on Binance. This 54.4, call it 54.5, is fairly strong level of support, and we do see a little washout. That could be a great buying opportunity if you're looking to buy the dips to expand your portfolio into Bitcoin. Now, I didn't have time over the weekend to do a more in-depth video on this, but I really want to show you guys some more insight to my charts. But for the most part, look for 54.5 to place some solid support. There you have it for the stock market breakdown. So today we saw the bonds see a little pop. In turn, we saw the yield drop, which gave these growth stock names a nice boost that we've been waiting to see. Remember, we're coming into this week expecting 76 points out of the SPX, seeing about 27 points today. We're starting the week off on a positive note. The question becomes, can we hold this and progress higher throughout this week? Now, I don't see much economic data coming out tomorrow, so expect a relatively quiet tape. It's all going to come down to the bond market. If the bond market can stabilize and hold about where it's holding right now, maybe trend higher, it's going to bring yields down, which is going to give growth name stocks a nice lift, which is going to power the Nasdaq higher, which in turn is going to help the S&P futures. Even though we see these financials selling off, technology is that strong to carry the load by themselves. But have any questions, comments, leave it down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you watch this far, I really appreciate if you hit the thumbs up. It means a lot when you guys show some support. And if you're watching me for the first time, I do these every single day. Show some love and hit that subscribe button. But on that note, guys, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a great night. Take care. Peace!